And so one of them he picked out was Tuesday afternoon, and it was by the Moody Blues, And
right.
I thought, my goodness, and I thought, what? It's been so long since I remember the word. So I let myself listen to it, and it was just as if somebody was passing. And I thought, oh my gosh. And so he went through various songs with me, with this, getting them ready for the people to put them on downstairs in the ceremony of life that was given. It was so beautiful, and so forth. And I'm trying to make this real short. So after that, he appeared, but he appeared in the bedroom. He was standing up by the side of the bed with one leg kind of crocked. He died from COPD.
Great. Wow.
So imagine if he were now. And so he was like struggling to make an appearance, but it was a younger age. And I didn't turn around and look because something told me not to, and then that was it. But I could feel the difficulty of transcending dimensions at that time, that it was really hard for them to come in to this heaviness of the 3D from where he was at that time. So that was it. And then he used to,
let me ask you about that. You said he was coming in, but he was looking like he was younger?
Yeah, he was. He was at the age where he always wanted to be, which was probably mid-30s. And he was back in that time because he probably had shape-shifted himself back to where he wanted to be. So
that happened to my mother, too. My mother came to me.
And she came at a younger age.
Well, I think that what happens, what I've read, is that when we are in the other side, we automatically revert back to, like, in our 30s.
Yeah, we get to take our pick, kind of, yeah.
Yeah, right. And my mother had been, she had a stroke, so she couldn't move the whole one side of her body.
Oh,
and
goodness.
So when she came back, she was talking up a storm out a minute, but she was very animated, and I couldn't make out what she was saying because she was talking at it was like 78. This won't make sense to people that don't know records. But records could play at different speeds, right? There's 33 and 78, and so I couldn't make out what she was saying because she was in a higher vibratory frequency. Anyway, let's stay with, what was your husband's name again?
Robert, yeah.
Robert.
But the best thing of all, and I'll make this short, was when one day I had come back. I mean, I've had several different things, and total synchronistic symbols, which we all do if we're in tune and empathic, and you guys are, and you know how it works. But I got the messages from my landline. I was checking my messages when I got in, and he was on the telephone. Now, this was just unbelievable. And Janet heard it. After I don't want it to be on the air, but
right.
She and Sasha heard it, and if you want to hear it afterward, I'll let you hear it, TJ. But I couldn't believe it, and I played it over and over again. And I have this guy that is a lifesaver to me. He's an IT specialist. He's a famous musician, and he's his pictures are like from National Geographic, and he came to me after Robert passed because Robert knew I needed an IT help, that I'm basically illiterate when it comes to all this stuff, like the computer and Zoom and all kinds of stuff. And so Derek's been with me since November, and he's fabulous. And he's very metaphysical. It's just like couldn't have been any better. So he's also a sound tester. And so I said, let's check this out. So I let him hear. He'd never met Robert, and I let him hear the voice from one of the little videos that I had taken before he died. I've taken many for him to hear his voice while he was alive, and then hear this voice. He said, "Oh my God!" And 4 people who knew him near me said, "Oh my God!" And these people aren't metaphysical, and they said,
right.
My God, there's no way that's definitely him. But here's what he did. It was like he was struggling to get through the dimensions. and he could barely talk. Now, he had a problem with his voice anyway because of the COPD. But he said, I might try a vehicle, and that's all it was. But the word vehicle came out. And Janet heard it.
I did, yeah.
Yeah. And several people I've known have had that happen. Someone in Brazil had that happen. And then, yeah. What did you think about it, Janet?
Oh, I've heard of people that have had it happen, but I had never actually heard that recording, right? But I've been on the YouTube, and there's lots of people that are able to capture the voices. And I was, maybe I'll talk to your IT person and see if you can get the IT. I think
see if it would be clear if he could get it.
Yeah, they've made a phone app because talking to the dead is so popular now. They've actually created a phone app, and what it is you create a sound array. An array is like, let's say they often use white noise or something as a background, and then when you have an array, people can send images. If you have a light array, they can send sounds with the light array. So I'm not sure exactly how it works. It's a whole field. And if you just go into YouTube, you can, I'm
sure Derek can do it. Yeah.
I'd like to talk to Derek sometime because he's a text guy, and I get stuck. I try to do all those.
Oh, well, I tell you what, when he saw what you sent, he went nuts. And I've never heard him so happy. He said, "My God," he said, "look at that. They're beautiful."
Well,
so he would love to talk to you too. So that will happen.
Excellent. We'll set up the time. Because I get stuck sometimes. And I've always had, I call it a geek. I've always had a geek in my life. And they tend to leave or die young. It's like, don't go away, I need you. I'm not married to them, but but that's fascinating. Do you have anything else to add about, and then we'll pass the talking stick? Because I know TJ can add some stuff about Roswell and about her husband's death, and then I'll take it. I saw her husband, and he was able to come in really loud and clear. So anything else you want to say about working with the dead or people that you know that have died or have managed to talk to you? Or
well, I have a lot of them, and I'm not a medium where I talk, where they come into me and I talk. I just am a messenger. So they're still on the peripheral in the other dimensions, and I'm at like a third party. I'm just passing the message on. So the readings that I do, I call them afterlife readings because I really don't feel I'm a medium who channels and speaks and takes that person into my beingness to speak for them. I just pass it on because I'm getting pictures through an interdimensional realm. In fact, even while we're talking, I always have pictures going. I'm sure you all do too. So, yeah, I see that a lot.
Sure what you would call what I do. I don't let anybody take me over. My husband does a process where he says, kind of gives you a suggestion, allow that voice to come through you without taking it over. So even in sessions, someone will evoke, someone who died or whatever. What did you want to say to them? And they'll try to express it. So when he says the next level, allow that voice to take over you and let them speak through you, then it comes through loud and clear. That's almost everybody. Everybody that we've worked with that has ever tried that, almost 99%, I'd say, about 99% were able to do that. Now, I was with a client in New York, and he was saying how his mother had suicided. And when he started talking about his mother's suicide, he got very upset. He never got to meet her. He was a newborn when she suicided. And so I felt her tap me on my shoulder, and I tried to ignore it. And so I said to my husband, who was directing the session, I said, "Honey, I think, I don't know, Bob's mom wants to come through and talk. I've never done this before. Is that something I could do?" And, well, let's try. And as soon as he said louder, boy, she just like came in really strong. And
wow.
What happened was, a very interesting story. It could be a movie. She had been in love with this young man, and her father was having sex with her. And she wanted to escape her father, but he was very domineering, and so he had been molesting her and having sex with her almost her entire life. And she thought she'd get married and escape. Well, she had this boyfriend, and she was plotting to leave. But then the dad got wind of it, and he must have killed the boyfriend because we never heard from him again. And then somehow years later they found his car. They lived in farm country, so it was out in one of those. You know how the farmers, they make these fields, their old tractors out there, and they don't bother to get rid of them. They just let them rot. All their old cars and all their old tractors would be out in the field, and then they let the fields grow over. So apparently that's where his car was. It was eventually found. But she had, then he brought in somebody that was acceptable for him to marry, and so he made her marry him. So she had 2 children, and then she had the 3rd child, and she knew the first 2 children were her husband's. But when she had the 3rd child, she knew it was her father's, and that pushed her over the edge. So she killed herself, and he was a newborn.
Wow.
And so, anyway, what came through was very accurate in some way because he was saying, yeah, and that fits, and so. But we forgot to say, now leave her, go away, because our client had to go get a train. It was New York City. He had to catch it. So he missed it, and we had to catch a plane. So I'm at home, and I feel like I have the flu. Mm-hmm. And so I said, I don't know why. I just wanted to have the flu. And he said, well, so we did a session with me, and there was the mom. She said, you forgot to tell me to let go. She didn't know how to let go either. So it is just fascinating how that works.
Wow, that's quite a story.
I don't know. Yeah, but let's let TJ talk for a moment because I'm going to keep track of it. We've already spent about a half hour. So first hour will be about this carnage, and then we'll take another topic for the second hour. So TJ, are you there? I'm off mute.
Yes. Can you hear me now?
Okay, so
I'm unmuted.
We can hear you. Good. Thank you. Now, your dear husband departed December of 2015. And this is the second, and this is kind of coincidental. And TJ and Thomas, his name is Thomas Becker, or Thomas Morris, and
Thomas R. Morris, like my name.
Thomas R. Morris.
That's okay. Thomas Becker is he's one of my very dear friends that started with Mike Ringley and Revolution Radio, and then I came in helping Mike. Wanted to be on there for a long time, and I wouldn't go, and finally I decided to. But she said Thomas Becker because I have a lot of Thomases in my life, Kara, and I don't know.
I know you
how
have.
that all works.
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah.
Well, I have John, first and second husband and John's, and yeah. But let's focus on your. What do you want to tell our listeners?
Okay.
And Karen,
you mean about
Roswell? It's just a little bit
about Roswell.
About 2 hours, but your
okay.
connection to Roswell.
Well, let me just mention.
Her husband wore the Roswell T-shirt when he died because it was so important to him. But go ahead.
Well, let me just mention about EMF meters because when I did the conference, Mid-South Con, I got there to be a paranormal moderator of ghosts and people that had books about ghosts and speakers. So it is a part of our paranormal phenomena, folks. And the EMF we were talking about, like a ghost meter, they're very popular.
Yes.
And EVP. Yeah, and you have voice recorders and meters, paranormal research meters, and there's a lot of them. But EVP is what we call electronic voice phenomenon, okay? But we're talking about that because it's part of our show with Janet today and Karen. So ghost EMF detectors are available too. So I'll probably put some of those on one of my domains so y'all can find them. But regarding Roswell, I should market that word too. I promised Jesse Marcel I would.